video we are going to talk about the heart. But first of all, what is the heart? The human heart is an organ that pumps blood throughout the body via the circulatory system, supplying oxygen and nutrients to the tissues and removing carbon dioxide and other wastes. Secondly, we have to know what is the blood. It is a fluid that transports oxygen and nutrients to the cells and carries away carbon dioxide and other waste products. The blood has red blood cells that the main job is to carry oxygen from the lungs to the body tissues and carbon dioxide as a waste product away from the tissues and back to the lungs. Then we have the white blood cells that defend the body against infection and diseases. Lastly, we have platelets that are tiny blood cells that help your body from clots to stop bleeding. The process of breathing across the surface of a damaged blood vessels to stop bleeding is called adhesion. The system that involves the transport of blood through all the body is called the circulatory system. Now we are going to see the parts of the heart. The heart is like a house. It has the outer walls of a house are the outer muscle of the heart. These ones are made of powerful muscle tissues which squeeze and relax to pump blood around your body. This muscle tissues is divided into 3 layers. This layer is called endocardium. It's the inside layer. It provides a smooth surface for the inside of the heart. This smooth surface allows blood to freely flow along the tissues. This is very important. Without this layer, blood components could stick to the walls of the heart and cause damage to the tissues or even lead to blockage. The myocardium is the middle layer. It is responsible for pumping blood with oxygen to the body. The body requires oxygen for proper function. The heart muscle also pumps deoxygenated blood into the lungs, allowing for replacement of the oxygen so it can be used again. The last layer is called epicardium. It's the protective outer layer. It is composed primarily of loose connective tissues, including elastic fibers and adipose tissue. The epicardium functions to protect the inner heart layers and also assist in the production of pericardium fluid. Our heart is made up of 4 chambers, 2 on the right and 2 on the left. These are like the rooms of our house. The top 2 chambers are called the left and right atrium, and the bottom 2 are called the left and the right ventricles. The right atrium receives oxygen, poor blood from the body and pumps to the right ventricle. The right ventricle pumps the oxygen-poor blood to the lungs. The left atrium receives oxygen-rich blood from the lungs and pumps it to the left ventricle. They are divided by a thin wall called the septum, which separates the arteria and ventricles in such a way that it forms a barrier between the heart chambers, and this prevents mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Then it comes the heart valves that are like the doors of the house. There are 4 heart valves, which act like doors between the chambers of the heart. They open and close as your heart pumps. The valves only open one way. This stops blood flowing in the wrong direction between the chambers of your heart. The transcript valve is the door between the right atrium and ventricle. The mitral valve is the door between the left atrium and ventricle. The aortic valve is the door out of the left ventricle into the aorta. And then the pulmonary valve, that is the door out of the right ventricle into the pulmonary artery. The plumbing is the arteries and the veins of the heart. These ones are known as the blood vessels. Blood travels between the heart and the lungs and the rest of the body via a network of pipes called blood vessels. There are 3 main types of blood vessels. First, arteries, which carry oxygenated blood from your heart to the rest of your body. Secondly, veins, which carry the deoxygenated blood back to your heart and lungs. And last, capillaries, that are small vessels where oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is exchanged. The electrics of the house is like the electrical conduction system of the heart. The heart has its own electrical wiring system. It is called the conduction system, which keeps it beating. This conduction system includes the symmetrical node. This is your body's own internal pacemaker that produces electrical signals to make your heart beat. Then the atrioventricular node, that this is a node that passes on electrical signals from the upper chambers of the heart, the arteria, to the lower ones, the ventricles. Lastly, the bundle of hills, the left and right branches, and the Bronchial fibers. These act like electrical wiring that communicates the signals around the heart. Now we are going to talk about the coronary arteries. The heart has its own network of blood vessels, which supply it with the blood it needs to keep pumping. The two main coronary arteries are left main coronary artery, that this artery sends blood to the left side of the heart muscle. This includes the left ventricle and left atrium. It divides into these branches. Left anterior descending artery, this is a smaller artery branches of the left coronary artery. It sends blood to the left of the heart. It also helps send blood to the middle of the heart. Then the circumflex artery, and that this artery also branches off the left coronary artery, and it circles around the heart muscle. This one sends blood to the outer side and back of the heart. Lastly, we have the right coronary artery. This artery sends blood to the right side of the heart. This includes the right ventricle, the right atrium, and the sinoarterial and anterovertebral nodes. These nodes control the heart rhythm. Lastly, there are the pulmonary veins, are responsible for carrying oxygenated blood from the lungs back to the left atrium of the heart. These pulmonary veins are aorta, that is the main artery that carries blood away from your heart to the rest of your body. Then the inferior vena cava, that is a vein that carries desoxygenated blood from the lower half of the body to the right arteria of the heart. Then the transcupid valve, that is one of the two main valves on the right side of your heart. Normally, the transcupid valve has three flaps that open and close, allowing blood to flow from the right atrium to the right ventricle in your heart and preventing blood from flowing backwards. Then we have the superior vena cava, that this is a large vein brings the oxygenated blood from the heart, neck, arm, and chest regions of the body to the right atrium. Then we have mitral valve, that is one of the four valves in your heart. It regulates blood flow from the upper left chamber into the lower left chamber. Last, we have the pulmonary artery, that is responsible for transporting oxygenated depleted blood away from the heart and back toward the lungs. The main artery splits into the left pulmonary artery and the right pulmonary artery, each of which directs the blood to the corresponding lung. Okay, I have finished. I hope you like it. Bye bye.